A warning. Warning. If you hear something that makes you upset on the broadcast, true, opinion, or otherwise, you are free to sign off or go to another channel. If you can't, please contact the displayed number below to seek help. Trolling and hate watching is more serious than you think. Now back to our scheduled broadcast.
Hello, everyone. This is Kev, and this is BMBBH. I am a black man being brutally honest, and we're here to talk about Marc Lamont Hill. It was a headline I saw this morning, and I took a look into what happened as far as um, what I saw. So what I did, I saw a couple things I didn't like. Okay, so this broadcast is the topic is Marc Lamont Hill crashes out over the N word. What did he do wrong? Now, this was on Piers Morgan Uncensored. I did provide some important links in the description. So I suggest that each and every one of you check it out just so you can get somewhat of a context to what we're speaking on here. So for all of you watching, for all of you coming in, please be mindful of the scroll ticker at the bottom. So like or dislike this video. So I understand that some people might not like what I'm about to say. Some of you may love it. But this kind of thought piece, I would say, is this is to raise awareness. And I'm not saying that this is a flex or anything like that, but I was somebody that was born and raised in one of the most racist states in the Union, Alabama. And I do understand that, for those of you watching who may be a little bit on the leaning that conservative side, or whatever you call that, yes, that kind of thing exists, and I will never not acknowledge it. But I also do not believe in using it as an excuse to hold us back. We do have some issues in our community, but when I do shows like this, broadcast, podcast, whatever you want to call it, I am not a believer in the perpetual wheel that keeps turning in our society known as WS. That's why I say, on my other videos, news without the WS. No, I will never give them a pass. People like, oh, you can't just walk around for the rest of your life blaming other folks and blaming other races. No, we're not in the business of doing that, but it's very apparent that there's still racism in America. So for those of you who just like I said, there's about to be some very strong language being used here. Like the use of racist terms. And years and years ago, I thought this was stupid when I first heard it, but I kind of agree with it now. Not because it's convenient, not because I'm shocked that people are racist, because I'm never shocked. Like I said, I grew up in one of the most racist states in the Union, Alabama. We were also there front line for the civil rights movement and the Montgomery bus boycott. I had family members who participated in that. So I want people to be really careful when they watch the content on this channel. I'm verifying this is the kind of thing where I come from. It's not just virtue signaling to me. If you've ever been in front of a white person that freely uses the N word, yeah, it doesn't it doesn't shock me. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't make me cry. And this is encapsulates part of what Marcus Lamont Hill did wrong in this particular clip that I'm about to show you. But I'm going to show you what sparked all of this. A young racist white cunt, yeah, told you strong language, named Shiloh Hendricks, using the N word. Yeah. So I've heard this kind of logic before, and I've never reacted to it good at all. So I want y'all to watch this real quick. All right. Like I said, strong language, gratuitous use of the N word from a white person coming up. For those of you who are shocked that still exists, you need to have your brain checked. But here we go.
The child?
The fuck you talking
Did you
about?
call the child the nigger word?
None of your fucking business.
It is my own business. You call him a nigger? Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again?
Fuck you, nigger.
Okay.
Nigger.
All right, that's what you say.
Yeah. So sounds like the guy on the other side is Hispanic. So he went ahead and did his N-word card too. You know, they just got on Fat Joe's ass about that shit. And you know, we've been bopping our head to did that guy's music for the longest. But Shiloh Hendrix, why this is so significant is that she's very close to having 700K raised for her because she called a little black boy an N-word. And as you know, the word nigger, you know, just let's not beat around the bush about it. And I probably got a yellow dollar sign on YouTube. You know, they probably limited my ads or demonetized. So yes, we are an uncensored platform. If Piers Morgan can call himself uncensored, I can say this is an uncensored platform. So just be warned when you watch. So, all right, let's watch this clip from Piers Morgan Uncensored. Like I said, I provided the links in the description. Let's see. All right, so this particular broadcast is called "I Care About Freedom of Speech." Piers Morgan versus racist. And the subject matter was Shiloh Hendrix and Carmelo Anthony, because the excuse that the people who support Shiloh Hendrix has given, the excuse is because money was raised for Carmelo Anthony for killing someone, for blatantly murdering someone, for deleting them off the face of this planet. And that had to have been done with racist intent. So let's support a fucking weirdo. I'm just saying, for y'all racism deniers out there, there's still racism in America. I don't care what anyone says. You know, I just don't walk around moping and feeling sorry for myself. You know, sometimes the messaging might get confusing in some parts of what I'm trying to say, but let's watch the wrong thing happen. Hopefully, I got this queued up correctly. All right. So yeah, let's watch the crash out, the meltdown. So in the comment section after this broadcast, or you know, even in the live chat, if you have anything to say, it was Marc Lamont Hill in the right. Am I about what I'm about to do is be very harsh with him? Am I being too harsh or whatever? Give me a break. Seriously, just watch. Now, we do see a couple of familiar faces. I mean, I do check out Piers Morgan from time to time. So, um, just in this video, look at the comments. Like, you know, all those people. Like, I wouldn't say Piers Morgan is exactly pro-Trump, but he does have a pro-Trump sentiment. You know, he calls himself calling it like he sees it or whatever, and he agrees with some of Trump's policies. Now we know about the tether, Myron Gaines. You know, he's a fucking dweeb, but you know he's a successful dweeb. You know, he runs the Fresh and Fit podcast, and he's invited on shows like this because he has such a jaded point of view toward, you know, Black American and Black American racism, and well, not Black American racism. I'm sorry, American racism. Marc Lamont Hill, you know, he's supposed to be on our side, but he's a pundit, I would say, for the Democratic Party. He's one of those shills. So when he reacts like this, I keep in mind on what kind of guys uh, those people are. It's not a representation of, okay, I'm about to use the M word. It's not a representation of Black male masculinity that I want to see when discussing these things. Um, so I believe this is the one that's to the right of him is Liddy Gaddis. Yes, she's a self-proclaimed racist, and I don't know who's this one on the end here. So, all right, okay, let's go. Let's watch this clip, Okay. Also, let me do this first. Let me put this up here because before you use anybody's material, you have to let them know this is fair use. This is fair use. If you have to pause your screen and read it first, want people to understand that the footage I'm about to show you was not originally created by me. I'm just simply reacting to it for, you know, my perspective on what's going on. Uh, so here we go. Let me see if I had this queued up right. Yeah. So, okay.
A black person says, hey, let's preserve our culture. I have no problem with Italians or Irish people or anyone else saying, let's preserve our culture. But when we don't talk about ethnicity, but actual race, when white people say, let's preserve whiteness, it's an exclusionary practice. It's about preserving laws and practices and tactics that do harm to other people. A black power movement was about opening stores and building business.
That's Marc Lamont here speaking right now, and I'm kind of shaky on what he's saying because, quite frankly, I don't care if other groups have pride in themselves. I'm worried about our pride and lack thereof in many aspects. So, but hey, we're here for something else.
This is a white power movement. Was a white power? Best giga. A white power movement was about something very, 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 very different. A white power movement included lynchings and included Ku Klux Klan, etc. So let's not pretend that these are opposite sides of the same coin. When white people say, let's save our country, even using language of our country, when black people built this thing, when you say that, you're talking about forcing people out of the country. You're talking about laws that discriminate. You're talking about doing harm to people.
Yeah. What he did was he used our struggle to segue into, you know, other groups. Okay, we've been through this as black people, but let's help the immigrants, blah blah blah. And I'm one of those guys that's on the side of, if you're here legally, whatever, I have no problem with what they do with you. Just like if I go to another country illegally, I'm sure nobody on this planet will have any problem doing anything to me. Just don't do illegal stuff. And if you're going to set that precedence with black folks, especially these racist motherfuckers that people don't think exist, then just be fair all around the board. So I get what he's saying to an extent, but it has no meaning. Like, and I'll explain that too.
Let's not pretend these are the same thing. Just like these GoFundMe campaigns are not the same thing. I'm okay if everybody gets out of the GoFundMe industrial complex. I'd love that. But let's not pretend that supporting someone for a fair trial is the same thing as supporting a grown white woman berating and calling the N-word to a 5-year-old autistic black child. And the fact that everyone in here can't be unanimous in condemning that says exactly how they're not the same.
Yeah, that's Piers Morgan agreeing. But what they're talking about is comparing this situation right here with Shallow Hendricks to the Carmelo Anthony situation. That's what he's referring to. And I think that's stupid as well. It's very stupid. But like I said, I don't care if I don't care if another group has pride in themselves. And that's at least let me know where I stand with them. So and that's okay, because I feel a certain way too. So
totally agree. I'm going to go to Lily Gaddis and just ask you one more time. I mean, you've been so unashamedly proud of being a racist today, proud of using the N word whenever you feel like it. You've had a bit of time to think about this.
Lily Gaddis, this is the person right here. Says she's an open racist, and I agree with that. And I don't agree with her philosophy. Obviously, bitch can walk in traffic, but how I agree with it is I want to know who these people are. I don't want them keeping secrets from me. I don't want to have to play the guesswork, because we always complain about there's racism in America. There's racism in America, and none of them ever really come forward. Yeah. She's a courageous person, because I know that she doesn't do any of that shit in circles where black people are. They're cowards, trust me.
Is that how you want people to leave this panel debate, with thinking of you as a disgusting racist?
I don't really care what people think about me. As long as you care about what people think about you, you have no power and you lose your country. What I care about is freedom of speech. And if you're not allowed to say the most offensive things in this country, you do not have freedom of speech. I don't care what anybody says. So
I agree. If you insult me, I should be able to insult you. Like, don't try to censor me. Don't think about my feelings. I mean, I'm a person that has been exposed to some of the worst commentary from all walks of people online. And guess what? I am a sticks and stones guy. Let them cook.
So that's the main crux of this situation. That's what I care about with this situation. It is, we have lived for far too long in a country where you can have your life destroyed, and people say, oh, she doesn't need this money. Her life's destroyed, by the way. She'll never be able to get another job. She's got children.
I don't care if your life's destroyed because you've been racist in a professional workplace. If I can't be political or religious in a workplace, you shouldn't be racist in the workplace. There's a history behind that. You know, does someone deserve to be destroyed? I don't in particular care, but I don't have to give a fuck about you either.
To have to support. And I don't want to live in a country where you can say an inappropriate, rude thing, which, by the way, Black people can say things to white people all the time and they never get canceled. There's no backlashing about this.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Black people, like Isaiah Washington, he was on that show Grey's Anatomy. He called one of the crew or cast members an F word. The F word, you know, is offensive to LGBT. He was canceled and blackballed from Hollywood. I do not want to hear that shit.
I want to live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly, and you will
Well, go
not
on then,
have
say
free-
it. Say
you
the
will
M.
not have
Go on,
free
say.
speech.
Go on, say the M word. Go on.
Okay. I know what Piers Morgan is trying here, but that's coming from the wrong goddamn person. I don't care what anybody says. And yes, skin color had something to do with it. Should he be able to do it in a country that says they champion freedom of speech? Yeah, of course. He should be able to do it. You have the right not to hear it. You have the right to tune out or change the fucking channel. If those people feel that way anyway, why are we trying to get them to hide it? Shit. These people run businesses that we spend money at. If they let us know who we are, we don't have to take our fucking money to them anymore. Don't and believe me, look, all that DEI strike, I don't care about that shit. Like DEI for who? White women? Like white women that look like the woman that's saying all this bullshit? Fuck. Okay, I mean,
No,
I'm
no, no,
not
no,
Hang
no,
on,
no.
hang
Don't
on.
invite. No, 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 no.
No.
I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term
yeah, here's the crash out.
to me because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the
She is laughing at him. I don't care what they think. She won when this dude started doing this. This guy, this black man.
victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word, because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here, you and one Uncle Tom on the left here, and to ask her to say.
Okay, let me check something real quick. It's not Uncle Tom, it's Sambo. Okay. And I don't know why anyone expects any racial loyalty from Myron. Myron is a tether. Okay.
Say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand.
I really don't care. I mean, for real, just let everybody cook, and we know what situation that is. It is always been leverage against people to say anything about the small hats. I mean, shoot, let's do something about all of it. So don't try to straw man. Just say she's a racist bitch. I'm gonna get to that in a minute too.
You don't have any bad intent, Pierce. I understand what you're trying to do,
I-
but we
you know
already
what,
know
Mark?
she's a
I
racist,
hear you.
and I don't want to invite
Mark,
a racial harm to me.
I
to
hear you.
Racial harm? What, you gonna go to sleep and cry? No. Like, yeah, okay, we're gonna get into what he did wrong.
I hear you, and I accept that, and we'll leave it there. Thank you all very much.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into why I believe he did some wrong shit here. You know, feel how you want to feel about it. I mean, hold on. Let me get this off the stage. Oh yeah. Here's what Marc Lamont Hill did wrong. Marc Lamont Hill is a person that I believe has been around white liberals far too long. He's been around white liberals far too long. For him to melt down like that, I don't understand why. Okay, let me fix the screen real quick. Let me get this out of here. Okay, all right, there we go. There it is. There it is. That's the screen I wanted. Okay, he's been around white liberals too long. He's been around white liberals way too long. The pundit for the white liberal and the Democrat are usually the ones that's trained to stay away from white racists. So they don't want to know who these people are and have these people expose themselves because see, they have to have those conversations with all their white buddies that they met at CNN and MSNBC and the ones that live in the apartment complexes and the neighborhoods that they stay in. I mean, shoot, but they use like the whole plight of racism as a virtue signal to make themselves more popular with the mainstream media so they can get these jobs as these shields, like, say for example Bakari Sellers. Donna Brazil was one at one point. You got Simone Sanders. There's never any real action or anything moving forward for us as a community. There's never any push for laws and policies that are for Black people when it comes to these. They're more so trained to go after Black men and trying to shame Black men into, giving them their vote. But why is Marc Lamont Hill screaming about a white woman using the N-word when he did this some years back? Who remembers Allison Morris? When Kobe Bryant unfortunately was tragically killed along with his daughter and a few other people in a helicopter crash, Allison Morris got herself in a little controversy because it sounded, well, according to her, it sounded like she said the N-word when she combined the Los Angeles Knicks and the Los Angeles Lakers team names, which was a bullshit explanation. So let me switch to that. I want y'all to hear this. I want you to tell me what it sounded like she said. I got this off Facebook. So, all right. Let me make sure I go back as far. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I gotta get used to a little on air etiquette. I hit the microphone thing, so my apologies for that. But you be the judge. You be the judge. What did it sound like she said?
He was just the kind of athlete, the kind of star that was perfectly cast on the Los Angeles Lakers. Kavita, if I could stay with us.
Hold up.
With today, just asking for your initial reaction to.
Let me see. I go back far enough. Listen to that again.
That's Bill Roden of ESPN's The Undefeated. And Bill, as I've been doing with everyone we've spoken with today, just asking for your initial.
No, wait a minute.
Los Angeles Lakers. Kavita, if I could ask you to.
Wait a minute. It's sorry about that. Sorry about that. I have to cut that out. But yeah, I didn't go back far enough.
Like the kind of star that was perfectly cast on the Los Angeles Lakers.
Sound like niggas to me. But okay, so here's why I asked this question about Marc Lamont Hill, because he tweeted this out on, right here after it happened. He said, just getting caught up on this. I heard it. I believe her. So what was Allison Morris's bullshit explanation on X, then Twitter? Earlier today, while reporting on the tragic news of Kobe Bryant's passing, I unfortunately stuttered on air, combining the names of the Knicks and the Lakers to say Nakers. Please know I did not and would never use a racist term. I apologize for the confusion this caused. Okay, so of all people, the guy who just reacted very badly on Piers Morgan, of all people, Marc Lamont Hill comes forward to defend Allison Morris. Defend the good name of Allison Morris. Okay, so there. So don't we think this is a little bit of hypocritical? And people might defend, hey, you know what? That was years ago. He might feel differently now, so let's give him that benefit right there. If just say like that was years ago, he's more self-aware now. Okay, but he still like acted like he was all shocked and surprised. And the problem with Marc Lamont Hill is that he acts like he actually wants these people to like him, to accept his plight and the plight of Black Americans, or he wants them to feel sorry for us. And like I said, from being one of the most racist states in the union, I don't care. Just don't infringe upon my personal rights. But hey, all I'm saying is people should be able to say what they want. People should be able to say what they want. If white folks, if they get the urge to say the N word, let them say the N word. Let them do it. You have 3 options. One, you can sit there and cry. Oh, why do they keep treating us like this? Because they're racist. That's why. You can do that. You can cry in the pillow and they won't care. They will laugh at your broken down ass. I love people. Shoot, you can be you can be like John Lewis, the rest in peace to John Lewis, but you can be like him. Love the hell out of him. If they beat me over the head, I just love them some more. A lot of people don't want to take that option. Even though we supposedly have respect for, civil rights icons such as John Lewis. I don't agree with that. It is okay. What I'm saying is don't try to make them into something that they're obviously not. Say something back. It's okay. If they want to insult you, you insult them back. Stop being so soft. I mean, some of y'all may not agree. Some of y'all out here talking about some Cody Raheem Rhodes. And I ain't gonna even go into that. But let me go to another clip. See, this is how Delroy Lindo should have reacted. I'm sorry. This is how Marc Lamont Hill should have reacted. Yeah, he should have took the Delroy Lindo approach. Let me show you this.
Chuck just said.
I mean, granted, Piers Morgan is an internet panel or whatever, but this is what happens when it's live and in person and when it's the right one.
Is racism just a one-way street?
I think that's his opinion.
Look at your firm, Adrian. You get the benefit of no bid contracts because you're an African-American firm. Now, as a white lawyer, what am I supposed to think of that?
Yeah, you can already see Delroy Lindo getting visibly annoyed.
I don't know.
I think Chuck is pointing out a double standard here, Adrian. I mean, take hip hop. We've talked about this on the
That's bullshit argument. I heard it in a hip hop song. I mean, I've been around somebody that said that, somebody white. And I was like, you don't want me calling you an F word. Why you feel like you should say it? Get the fuck out of here before I shoot this hair upon you. But I have the courage to say that. See, they need to invite someone like me to those panels, not Marc Lamont Hill.
The show before. You have African-American rappers saying N-word this and N-word that, but a Caucasian can't.
Why the fuck do they need to? Why is this incessant need to say the N-word or have some justification? Well, like I said, they say it in rap music. Hey, I heard somebody say it on the street. No. Like I said, I agree with Ice Cube. That word is ours. I thought it was stupid at first because it came from somewhere else, but now y'all can't use it.
So say it.
Say what?
Say the word you want to say.
I'm not saying that I want to say it. I'm just saying that I can't.
Sure you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Okay, this.
Delroy Lindo.
You know we can't.
Sure you can. This is America. Both of you.
Yeah. Delroy Lindo had that FAFO look on his face. I like how he handled that. I like how he handled it. Invite him to say it. Look them in their eye. They don't like it when you look them in the eye. When these all powerful, these Bull Connor descendants, like they don't like it when you look them in the eye. They don't like it when you give them a firm handshake. These people that be talking all that shit online and hiding behind their little profile pics and everything. Like Shiloh Hendricks happened because a bunch of little stupid neckbeards that don't have the balls to say these things to, people like Delroy Lindo. Shoot, let's watch it again. I was very, this is very entertaining. And you know, this shows a blueprint of how you can handle situations like that. I mean, I'm quite sure it didn't change the hearts of the white men who all of a sudden wanted to make excuses for saying the N-word. It didn't change their hearts, but you know, it let them know their position when there's a real black man in their presence.
Contracts because you're an African American firm. Now, as a white lawyer, what am I supposed to think of that?
I don't know.
I think Chuck is pointing
Give
out
a
a double
fuck.
standard here, Adrian.
Why should he give a fuck?
Take hip hop. We've talked about this on the show before. You have African American rappers
Oh,
saying
here we
N-word
go.
this and N-word that, but a Caucasian can't.
So say it.
Say what?
Say the word you want to say.
I'm not saying that I want to say it. I'm just saying that I can't.
Sure you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Okay, this is hypocritical.
Yeah, because a white woman in a park said it to a black kid, and she was somehow able to raise $700,000. This woman is almost a millionaire for being a racist bully to a child. Now, granted, people coming up with this excuse. Oh man, there's a sex offender that's recording a video at a theme park. Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, I'm gonna be the first one to say that is fucked up. But hey, you know what came out of that? Something that's fucked up as well. People bringing up the wrong shit. And he's gonna act like a nigger. If he's gonna act like a nigger, you know, then he can call him it. Like she just wanted her excuse. And all this little weak ass shit these people are presenting out here, man. And don't buy that. Don't buy none of that cowardly ass shit. Yeah, be more like Delroy Lindo. Be less like Marc Lamont Hill. He, like I said, here's what he did wrong. Number one, he crashed out. He crashed out and he gave Liddy Gaddis, the one to the right of him, he gave her exactly what she wanted at that particular moment. Not an emotional reaction with no well thought out explanation. And then even when it's well thought out, he still sounds weak in that regard. Stop acting like, and this is another thing, stop acting like we gotta have acceptance from them. You know, it's never good when they get behind closed doors. Now, am I saying all white folks? No. But the ones that will come up with that excuse, hey, you know what? I look at you with the side eye. Oh, and it's not all of us. Oh, okay. Well, you get a side eye then. He works. You can say he works for a party. He works for a party that does not want to make that kind of racism the focus. Unless it's let me rephrase that. When it comes to policy making, you know, why as a party that he has advocated for real, you advocate for the Democratic Party, but every time the Democrats are in power, when they have the presidency, when they have the House, when they have the Senate, and even when they dominate the Supreme Court, there's no move on an anti-black hate crime bill. You know, we kind of know that the whole reparations thing is off the table. we know that. Hold on one second. I mean, you know, those who fight for it, I don't care if they fight for it. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna berate and belittle, and you know, I'm one of those people that, yeah, they owe us some shit for that. Yes, they do. They owe us some shit for all of our trouble, but I don't think I'll see it in my lifetime. But well, those are the kind of questions that I would have for someone like him, someone like Marc Lamont Hill, who would just rather spaz out and act like his feelings are hurt in front of the big bad racists. No, you turn that shit on them. You turn that on them racists. If they offend you, and if they attack you, as he say, attack them back, fight them back. It's just words. It's not an act of violence. You know, strong language. You know, it's not. It's not a thing for me to call a woman a stupid hunky bitch if she's being a racist. It's not a thing for me. Fight back. You can answer words with words. Don't cry. I done seen a lot of videos where people start crying because of racism. Shoot, you have every right to answer words with words. Don't crash out. Don't crash out. And it's not like I care about what, Caucasian racists think. But hey, look at that screenshot up there. She is highly entertained by this guy. That's the only reaction we can give. Instead of the other reactions like, hey, just cuss the motherfuckers out. And I understand if you don't want to waste your time with that. What's the point of cussing them out? You want people to change their heart. She's not going to change her heart. Liddy Gaddis is not going to change her heart. By you reacting this way. Oh my God, they so racist. Surprised? The surprise comes in, you don't want them to be racist. I would rather concentrate on us building ourselves as black people, as the melanated kind. But we don't want to do that. We want to worry about whether they like us or not. And then his political party that he champions won't even do anything specific for blacks. So anyway, that's about all I got for today. I mean, you can agree, you can disagree with what I've said. And that is just fine. That's the kind of conversations I like. We're not here to kiss each other's asses. We're over here to be brutally honest. So if you have not, please subscribe to this channel because it's not a bad idea. And this is Kel. Let me go through some of these comments. We got Carlton Way 1 in the building. We got RPM. Coach DC, what's good? Murder Mitten, show the video. This is who they have on news shows now. Ridiculous. Yeah. Look, CNN, MSNBC, man. And I'm not purposely leaving out Fox News. Fox News is crazy too. All of them are like, they're different kinds of crazy, but they're crazy nonetheless. Like Myron making all those facial expressions because, Myron is clearly uncomfortable with the conversation of race. If you've heard any of his other rants, he's no better than people like the Officer Tatum, Anthony Bryan Logan, the Hodge twins. And I don't all the way disagree with everything they say. I mean, they do make some good points at times, but they be on that butter biscuit shit for real, man. And that shit just pisses me off because they have some idea that people aren't like this. They aren't like Liddy Gaddis, or they think that they just like with some of these women. Some of these guys think that their manhood is how much shit they can take from everyone, including racist. Oh, I don't let it bother me. I mean, I don't let it bother me, but when I'm confronted with it, yeah, I do something about it. Shoot, I can make a couple of smug remarks at least. You don't have to punch them. Hell, I bear witness to that out of the job I worked at years and years ago. I can't prove that it didn't happen. I mean, I can't prove that it happened, but, some white girl got a little flipping and said the N-word, and next thing you know, the dishwasher came out, boom, boom, pow. Punched her in the face. And and then you even see these viral videos. I mean, the Twisted Tea guy, rest in peace. I heard he passed away. I mean, for those of you who watched that video, one of these old cool big t-shirt wearing white boys want to say the N-word. That dude smacked shit out of him with that Twisted Tea. Shoot. But let's see. Those are two different situations. Oh, okay. So you're talking about Myron. No, you're talking about Marc Lamont Hill trying to straw man into the whole if it were the small hats, I mean, don't worry about your people. Shoot. She's laughing because she knows she has no power to do anything. Yeah. Detroit 313, what's good? I think this clip is from a TV show, but it is a great example. Yeah, they are on TV. Piers Morgan is a YouTube channel. He's just, his setup is very professional. I mean, you can tell by the video and audio quality. But let's see. The Delroy Lindo clip is definitely from television. She knows black people are reactionary, emotional, and non-logical when it comes to situations like this. You can do one or two things. You can waste your time explaining history to a person that already does not want to hear it, or you can cuss the bitch out. Or you can sit there and cry like Marc Lamont Hill did. Oh my God, a racist. No. I had a family member one time tell me he didn't want to know who the racist white people are. And I just kind of like, okay, well, you're one of them. I mean, shit, just like dudes that scared of women, people who scared of race, dudes that scared of races are pathetic, especially black guys, because we're supposed to be the backbone of this thing. Marc Lamont Hill did not really show any backbone. So anyway, all right, this was just we'll think piece. I'm just saying that I would never ever react like that, in a screaming fit and act like I'm being victimized whenever I hear the N-word come from a white person's mouth. And my suggestion to any white person who believes that they should be able to walk around freely using the N-word and being racist, I absolutely 100% agree with you. But there are going to be consequences if you get around the right black person or the wrong black person, however you want to see it. Both two things can be true at the same time. And people like me won't feel sorry for your stupid asses. Go ahead. It'll be Delroy Lindo, but worse. Say it. But, crying about it and acting like they're supposed to understand and be your friend and acting like people can be reformed. That's like Batman thinking that the Joker can be reformed. Like, it's not happening. Just let us know who you are so we will know how to move when your stupid racist ass comes around. That's all. Doesn't have to be any violence. Like I said, you are business owners. You are public figures. You're politicians too. Just let us know who not to support. That's it. Just a suggestion for my melanated listeners. So anyway, thank you for watching, all of you who have tuned in. I really appreciate that. You could have been in other places, but you decided to spend this little time with me. Yes, Marcus Lamont Hill did a lot of wrong things. Piers Morgan should not have thought he was Delroy Lindo. Go ahead and say the N-word. But I mean, at the same time, man, there's other ways to react to that. We're supposed to be better than that. And one thing I will leave you guys with: why is it with the Democratic Party that they have these soft ass dudes representing them? It's never really, like I said, it's never really a good representation of masculinity. And that probably is by design. So that's my final thought for this. Don't be weak when you're confronted with racism. React in kind. They don't expect that. I know this from experience. So, all right, this is Kev, and this is a black man being brutally honest. If it's your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because that's not a bad idea. Peace out.